I'm so fortunate to have graduated from the University of Central Arkansas. That, above all, I view that as a blessing because it was such a well-rounding experience for me. It provided me with a really firm foundation. It was really, for me, and I'm saying all things together, the good and the bad, it all created, it set me up for what was going to come next in my life. And so I'm proud of that.
Well, when I first met Kristin, she was not a music major, she was an English major. It was her sophomore year. And she was singing with the UCA concert choir and was registered in class voice, if you can believe that. But her instructor in class voice thought she should have private study. So he asked me to listen to her, to accept her into the studio, which I did. And obviously I thought she had a wonderful instrument, and she enrolled. And shortly after, she became a vocal performance major through audition.
One of the things that I'm proud of in my own journey is instinctively the willingness to be honest with what I needed during those fundamental steps of my own evolution in becoming a professional singer. And that is that in recognizing that in making decisions with each step, it's not about doing what's popular, but it's about doing what is necessary for your individual experience.
Well, when I found out that Kristin had been selected, I was extremely excited for her because she's had an international performing career for over 15 years now at the international level in every major opera house in the world. So I felt like it was her due to be recognized as a distinguished alumni. I'm very happy that that happened for her.
Goodness gracious, my alma mater would want to say, hey, we recognize you've done something and we're proud of you. It almost brings tears. It really does. It makes me proud that I perhaps made them proud. And so it means the world to me. It really does. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Good evening. I am here tonight to say thank you. Surely God's presence is in this place. I thank God for guiding my steps and protecting me. I also thank God for allowing me to be a vessel for good and a positive, effective influence in the lives of others around the world. To UCA President, Dr. Kristin Davis, Vice President for University Advancement and President of the UCA Foundation, Dr. Mary Bain Lackey, to the Board of Trustees and all other esteemed honorees and guests, I have known a few greater honors than to be named a 2022 Distinguished Alumni recipient at the University of Central Arkansas. I sincerely thank you for this grand distinction of merit. I would like to thank my family, my parents, for being here this evening. I also appreciate those members who are not able to attend, but indeed are present in spirit. To Dr. Martha Antolek, Dr. Gail Seymour, Dr. Paige Rose, all other dear colleagues, artists, friends, fellow alumni, and guests, it is an honor for me and a privilege to share this evening with each of you. I appreciate the countless ways that you have inspired, challenged, and sustained me. You have made my journey being a performer and philanthropist possible. Tonight's event is a particular honor for me because my presence and performances on world stages may be considered unlikely. Among the more peculiar occurrences throughout my career, which has until now taken place mostly in European countries, a primary one has centered around my response to the question, so Kristin, where are you from? My response, Little Rock, Arkansas. This has nearly always caused facial expressions of utter confusion. Where is Arkansas? I imagine that my father may have received a similar facial response to that question as a foreign student from the Caribbean island of Jamaica, while a political science major at Philander Smith College, Columbia University, and American University. Perhaps my maternal grandfather, also an Arkansan, received a similar look of wonder while traveling abroad to serve as a petite officer in World War II. He was also a Methodist minister of the gospel, a legacy continued by my mother, my sister, who is also a UCA alumna, and one of my aunts. I know that my story is a part of the larger American story, and that I owe a great debt to all who came before me. Opera performance is a competitive profession, yet I strongly believe that we as people are connected somehow. This is important because at this moment there are factions in this world that aim to divide us. A roaring pandemic continues to ravage lives and devastate families. Throughout the past 2 years, we've all been forced to reckon with a changed society, being pulled and stretched well beyond what has felt comfortable. During our individual periods of transition, what has sustained us? Faith? Community? Yes, I'd say so. But I also venture to offer that the gift of music has equally been present. Music is a force strong enough to permeate the toughest set of circumstances. It gives us hope. It can audaciously transcend every manner of evil, teach that there is no lasting power in hatred, and remind all sides of any conflict of each owns humanity. What makes music so powerful, you may ask? Music is powerful because it is a byproduct of love. Love is ethereal, a divine thought. It is expressed through the mind of humanity from the perfect mind of God. It flows through imperfections and makes the imperfect feel perfect for us. Love motivates us to believe in ourselves and encourages us to dream further than we may presently imagine possible. Love is well served through music because it is infinite. The author Gary Zukav writes in The Seat of the Soul, when we align our thoughts with emotions and actions with the highest parts of ourselves, we are filled with enthusiasm, purpose, and meaning. When the personality comes fully to serve the energy of its soul, that is authentic empowerment. While a student at UCA, Dr. Martha Antolik taught me in the areas of operatic vocal technique and performance, while also impressing upon me the importance of studying different languages, working diligently, and always giving my very best effort. I will always be grateful for her invaluable instruction. In 1999, after I received first place awards in that year's Metropolitan Opera National Council, District, and Regional competitions, one day Dr. Antolik informed me that I had the goods. This meant that she recognized that my God-given talent and the quality of my vocal sound were good enough to take me far in the profession of opera performance if I were willing to put in the work. I believed Dr. Antolik's words. She had long become my academic and professional guru and role model. I also felt emboldened by her words because they resonated with my truth. But what was of paramount importance was that they affirmed my inner commitment to follow my dreams. And eventually it was proven that with discipline and work ethic, I could go anywhere in this world and perform with any group of classically trained musicians, even among the best of the very best. I am grateful to my parents and church family for affording me opportunities to travel to Europe during my years of academic study. My eyes were open to how big, diverse, and wonderful the world truly is. I also recognized that though there were cultural and language differences, there were countless musicians similar to me, joyful, whimsical, emerging artists that were simply passionate to perform and excel. However, one day, during one of my first tours of Europe, a friend noticed that I looked sad. She asked what was wrong, and I told her, I miss home. In retrospect, it felt as if her response to me was a moment ordained by God Himself. She said, Kristin, the beauty of home is the security in knowing that no matter how far away you travel, even to countries far, far away, that place is never too far to make returning home impossible. You can always find your way home, and there will always be someone there waiting to give you a big, cheery hug. It did not take me very long to realize on that day I was being told words that resonated with me because they were my truth, another of my truths. This truth eventually became my ticket to the world. It is among my most proud moments to stand before you this evening, at home, knowing that I have made you feel proud enough to grant me a Distinguished Alumni Award. I am humbled and grateful for the University of Central Arkansas's amazing gesture. I only hope that when we meet again, I will have attained even more laurels, trusting God for greater things to come and making you more proud of me still. Thank you.